Good afternoon, friends, and welcome to the podcast. This is your JRPG Report, episode 173. We are in the dog days of summer, mid-July, and the perfect time to sit back and relax with a great JRPG to waste away those hot summer days outside. Because who wants to go outside, right? Summertime has that nostalgic feel of when we were kids and out of school for a couple of months. But in reality, it is hot and sweaty out there. So crank up the AC and kick back and relax. Maybe you're doing that right now, grind away some levels. And we will get you up to date on all the news and happenings in the JRPG world. My name is James Fisher, and thank you as always for tuning in each and every week. Don't have a big show this week, but we got some fun things to talk about. The first thing that we'll lead it with what is on the thumbnail for this podcast, as you can probably imagine. This is a Gust put out a little teaser announcement, and I always like it when they do this because it leads to lots of speculation and fun things. On July the 2nd, there was a image that popped up of a cloud and a blue sky, and it simply said coming July 6th or 7/6, and weren't quite sure what that meant. The two big contenders for what would be either another Blue Reflection game, or selfishly, I was hoping it would be something to do with Atelier Ryza 3. It was the former, and it is the new entry in the series, Blue Reflection Second Light. This was announced back in March, and they showed it off for the first time in both video and a bevy of images to go along with it. You can check all those out. You can check the trailer out on our YouTube channel, and I made a slideshow of all the various images that are with this title. So let's talk about what we know. It is going to launch on October the 21st in Japan. No word on a Western release quite yet, but as we get closer to October, I anticipate that will be the case. They usually turn these things around kind of quickly. Gust and Koei Tecmo, they tend to a couple months before it'll come out in the West. I had one of our viewers over there, Optic Gamer, he was saying, what's that mean? It's going to be like 2023 for this coming to the West? I was like, no. I was like, actually, like Gust and Koei Tecmo are pretty good about these things, and it's a relatively quick process to get these things over. I would anticipate early 2022 for this coming to the West. But yeah, this is I guess you would say it's a sequel. So, Second Light, it is referred to as a sequel. There is a one returning character we'll talk about in the next part, but it's kind of like the same. I didn't play the first one. From what I understand, I didn't get like the must play vibes from it. I want to, and I may pick it up at some point in time, but just a little bit different. It's an all-girl cast. There are some adult things with like some Yuri elements in there. If you don't know what that means, go ahead and Google it, and you can. That's what I've been told, at least. It is a school setting, and the 3 or 4 characters that are in it all have some sort of memory loss, amnesia, as that's pretty typical in our genre. The main character's name is Ao Hashogaza. I guess that's how you say her name. A.O., that's how you say it. In an isolated school, there lived 3 girls who lost their memories. The only thing they knew about each other was their names. Although perplexed, A.O. lives a strange life in cohabitation with these girls in order to find out clues that can lead them back to their world. One day, a path suddenly opened up to a new landscape, previously made of nothing but the school and water around it. Ao and the girls decide to follow it, and adventure ensues. At the end of the path, a strange place where familiar-looking things existed in irregularity. Although confused, they walked forward in search of answers, and turn-based battles ensued. It was there they encountered a monster for the first time. Caught in a pinch, the girls gained possession of a mysterious power. A world trapped in summer, the girls have lost their memories. What will they gain for solving this mystery? They say even in an extraordinary world, the girls will work together to enrich their lives and find enjoyment. As Ao and the girls deepen their bonds, they will draw closer to clues about this world's mysteries and their lost memories. As the girls live together, their personalities and unexpected natures will gradually come to the surface. By strengthening the connections that bind their hearts, you may even unlock new powers that can be used in battle. There is some crafting elements in this one. You can definitely see, we say this is from Gust in the Atelier series. You can see some Ryza influences in there. It's in the battle system a little bit, and there's a new crafting system. I don't think it'll be quite the alchemy level of the Atelier games, but there is some crafting elements to it. You can build your ideal school. Your friends will also ask you to build a certain kind of facility. You can visit the facilities that you built together. Looks like there's some food stalls outside this one. There are requests from your friends, of course. They say the three main characters. The first one is Ao. She is a girl who lives an extremely normal life. After failing her final exams, she attends summer school for supplementary classes, but ends up in a lost world. That's where she meets Kokoro, Yuki, and Rena, and works with them to find a way home. I'm interested in this one. Obviously, it does have to come to the West first for that to happen. They say a returning character is Mel Kishnada. Returns as a character designer. No, I'm sorry. This is a character designer, not a character. He did the work in the first ones, or she? I'm not sure. This is Mel. It's maybe a man's name. Many unique girls will appear, and the story will depict their conflicts, friendship, and youth as they struggle in an unknown world. There is a premium edition and a special collection box to go along with those in Japan. Early swimsuit bonuses, of course. Somebody else was asking on the trailer, like, do you think Ryza will be an unlockable character? I said, I don't think so. However, I would bet there's going to be a Ryza outfit option, and if you scroll down to the premium box edition of it, there's Ryza, and yes, you can get her outfit in the game, as Gust knows a star and knows how to market Ryza properly. So yeah, if you are a fan of this game and looking forward to the second one, leave a comment below and let me know. I've definitely gotten some weird vibes about this game. It may be something like, just as an older adult, it may not be the most appropriate game to play. Certainly not in front of the wife and kids. It doesn't sound like it's that kind of game. Whereas, Ryza, I had no problem playing that in front of the family. That was fine. So, I don't know. If you're looking to check out Blue Reflection, it is on sale right now on the PSN store. I think they're doing some sort of planet. I'm not sure what the theme was. I hadn't seen this sale before, but it was a part of it, and it was down to $30. So if you're curious about if you're going to be into this one, I would suggest check out the first game. Check out the trailer and images for this one, and you can kind of decide on your own if it's something that you want to get into. Again, that one's not coming out for a while in October in Japan, and like I said, we'll probably get it early next year. In case you were curious, in fact, I am enjoying my PlayStation 5. It came a bit sooner than I thought it was going to. I paid a couple bucks extra, and GameStop got it out quite quickly. Got it on Saturday, and I've been just thoroughly pleased with the product. It feels next generation. If you're going to put down that kind of cash for something, you want a leap, and it's definitely a leap. The obvious, most impressive thing is the solid-state drive. And like with Ratchet, I kid you not, it loads from your file load screen to playing in 1 second. Like, I'm not saying that's worth it alone. However, that ability and then no subsequent really load times other than some standard things that you'd expect in loading these worlds. It's kind of a game changer. It really is. I've been playing through it. I should beat Ratchet probably tonight. It's not a long game, obviously. But getting back into Final Fantasy VII Remake, playing that for the second time, seeing how beautiful it looks on PS5, and then the Mission Integrate after that. Very, very excited. Yes, but I'll keep you guys updated and let you know how beautiful the game is next week. Our next story takes us back to the world of the Legend of Heroes. Is just today we got some new information about some sub-characters, including 2 fan favorites. First up is old Zin, which I didn't realize his last name. I guess I should have a long time ago, but Zathik. He is, in this game, he is up to 36 years old. He is a massive beast of a man. I always got the impression he was a little stockier in the old Trails of the Sky games. At least the sprites made him look that way. He is certainly thinned out, but definitely, a beefy guy. A semi S-rank bracer. So I'm not sure what semi implies there. I've never seen that in terms of rank in the Bracer Guild before. He, of course, has the nickname the Immovable and acts as leader of the Calvard Bracer Guild. He is a large Eastern man who stands at 2 arcs tall, as well as a master of the Tao style of martial arts, which is one of the major 3 Eastern martial arts. He contributed to the resolution of the liberal phenomenon. I always say that. I hope that's right, liberal. The D.G cult incident and many other major incidents, and acted as a core member of the Alliance operations in the World War 2 years ago. His actions led to immediate ceasefire, which led him to recommend to the promoted to the S rank, but he declined and remains semi-S rank for the time being. Oh, well, there you go. That explains it. Not sure why he would do that. I don't want to ruin too much. Yeah, we'll just skip that part. The other fan favorite making an appearance, and you can check out these new images that have come along with it for Kuro no Kiseki in the slideshow I created on YouTube, or you can check out the links on our Facebook or Twitter feeds, is old Fie Colossal. And she is now 20 years old, uses the dual gun blades. Her quote is, "I acted within the guild guidelines and didn't cross any international pacts. Just barely." It's a very Fie thing to say. She has now attained the B rank bracer from the Imperial Bracer Guild and has the nickname Sylphide. She comes from the Empire in response to the increasing number of issues within the Republic, both small and large, to help resolve the shortage of manpower. Of course, if you know her backstory, she used to be a Jaeger in the Zephyr group and has an excellent physical and combat skills. Unhittable is how you can break the game with her dodge and evasion abilities. I'm hoping that's it. Now, these are sub-characters, okay? We've talked about some of the main characters of Kuro no Kiseki, but I kind of feel like Zin and Fie will join your party at times. We've had that in the series before. You can... Claire would pop in from time to time. You could use her. I'm kind of feeling that's the way it's going to be. They're not main party members, but they will definitely assist you in certain parts of the game. She says that while she has a cool atmosphere around her, she can be surprisingly friendly and often throws jokes at Elaine, her honor student S senior bracer. The third person they talk about is new, at least as far as I know, and that is Shizuna Rem Mishiraga, a very Japanese name that I butchered, I'm sure. She is 23 years old and uses a jet black katana weapon. Very intimidating looking. The lieutenant captain of Ikeguna, a samurai group headquartered somewhere in the continent's ruined east. While she has a playful atmosphere and dazzling looks, she is also known as the Divine Blade of Silver and is a master of the Black God One Blade technique. She usually wears the latest power suit and wields a jet black daka that has been passed down in the East as a treasured sword. While her face may retain the innocence of a young woman, her expression changes to one befitting of the name Divine Blade when she encounters a strong opponent. Her fighting style resembles the Eight Leaves One style that Rin uses, the magnum opus of Eastern swordsmanship that the sword hermit Young Kai-Fi developed. They say but. So maybe she has kind of her own own thing going on here. Very interested in all these little tidbits of information, especially when these returning characters pop up. We're finally going to get to see what goes down between Zin and Walter in this one. Their clash, and Kelika is also involved in this one. Don't have to wait too much longer. This one will be out in Japan on September 30th. Of course, being in the West, we do have to wait a bit longer. When's this game going to come out? Now that we know the timeline from NIS America that we've talked about extensively on this podcast. So what do you think, guys? Does this mean this game is like 2024? Do they finally get things rolling and come out back to back somehow in 2023? It's going to be a while. But until then, we'll keep talking about things as can be talked about. Luckily, this is, kind of an offshoot from the main series, and we can talk about it a little more liberally and not ruin things. But it does look like it's going to be a fantastic entry, new beginning of the second half of the Legend of Heroes saga. If you want to keep up with the podcast and everything going on in the world in between recordings, check out our Facebook and Twitter pages. Each time a news story pops up, I share it over there, and then I talk about most of them on the podcast. And of course, you'll want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, JRPG Reports, to get all the trailers and even some additional things that we talk about from time to time. And that'll just keep you up to date. The Tales of Livestream for July happened the other day, and as was promised, the opening animation was shared. If you were worried that with all the changes coming to this game that they were going to change the animated rock opening, fear not, my friends. It is it is there, and it is just as awesome as ever. A completely appropriate and fitting entry in this long-running tradition of Tales game. Well, you know where to go check it out. It's on the YouTube channel in both the original Japanese, and then the next day they released the English version of the song. What's that song called? Habana, by Japanese rock group Kengaku Piro. Not sure what the English version of it was, but there you go. It's awesome. Definitely checking out, or don't and wait until you see it for the first time when you load up this game on September the 10th worldwide. Also, there was a little 5-minute snippet of new gameplay. Some of it did look a bit like it had been shown before, but they've shown quite a bit, so it's kind of hard to tell what they have and what they have not shown. Of course, if you're watching this on our YouTube version of the podcast, you are seeing the opening animation. But right now, let's switch and talk about, I think this is really cool. So sometime in December, they are going to release a Blu-ray, and this is going to contain all of the theme songs that have gone in over the 25 years of Tales games, called the Theme Song of Tales 25th Anniversary Opening Movie Collection Blu-ray. I was pretty excited about maybe trying to pick this up. It's crazy priced, though. I'm just going to be honest. I don't know if this is correct or not. Yeah, that's translation. It's going to go for $64.50 and release on December 15th of this year. Wow, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. For something that if you just dug around a little bit, you could find probably all of them on YouTube. So there you go. I was expecting something a little more appropriately priced. That's just what I'm going to say about that. But yeah, if you're watching right now, you can see a little bit of snippets of that as it's played. Great idea, kind of a commemorative thing, but a little bit pricey just on its own there. We got another big press release and information dump. Information blast, let's call it that way, for Neo The World Ends With You. This one's coming out in just a few weeks on July the 27th. Ton of images. I can't even tell you how many images that popped up for this one. Probably 100 in this release. Of course, half of them are in Japanese and half in English, so you're not going to know some of these. They introduced the characters Coco, Eiji, Oji, Ui, Kindle, and Ryoji. The imprinting system, side quest, team battles, pig noise, and more pen-related systems. This will probably take you an afternoon to go through all this information that they have put out there, but you can and do this on your own time. Check out the link on either our Twitter or Facebook page. Neo, The World Ends With You is coming out for PS4 and Switch on July 27th. Worldwide, the Epic's Game Store for PC will get it sometime later this summer. If you're curious about this one, well, how about you go check out the demo? You can download that right now for either Switch or PS4. As is the case and will be the case until November, there is a Daily Demon video published by Shin Megami Tensei 5. Let's see, where we last left off, I don't know, but I want to say it was 15. So I think 16 was, how do you say this guy's name? Futusushi? Sure, why not? Number 17 was Sarosha. Number 18 was Ginbu. 19 was Uriel. Number 20 was Orobos. And then the big elephant-looking guy, Giri Makala, who I always tended to pick up in Persona because they would null attack a lot of times. Today was Horus, number 22, so you can check all those out on our YouTube channel. They're less than a minute each, and showing off all the different demons that you're going to be encountered along your play up and until November 12th, when Shin Megami Tensei 5 finally comes out for the Nintendo Switch. Stick around till the end. I've got a couple rants, as maybe the tradition here is if something ticks me off during the week, I'm going to rant about it at the end of the podcast. If you don't want to stick around till then, but you enjoy what you are hearing right now and want to support the podcast, you can do that either through the Link app or through the Anchor app, which there's a link in there. We also take donations and subscriptions over on Patreon, or if you just want to make a one-time donation via PayPal, James Fisher Productions at gmail.com will allow you that. All those links are in the descriptions below. Kind of an interesting story, and we don't know where they're going with this, but we will find out. Level 5 is recruiting staff for a brand new RPG product. That was a image that was released, and that is what we can see. Level 5 RPG, some Japanese words in there. They are seeking a director, producer, programmers, and more. You would think they'd have at least some of these. I mean, 3D character designers, 3D map designers, effect designers, and of course, part-time playtesters. Details about the project were not announced, but hey, as a longtime Level 5 fan, that's always a good thing. Of course, people will speculate that there's going to be a new Rogue Galaxy game come out, or whatever fan favorite game is. If I go just by the accompanying images that were with this press release, it kind of more looks like Ni no Kuni. That's my gut feel based off the pictures. Now could be completely wrong, could be something brand new, never been seen before, but if I'm going to guess, as much as I would love another Rogue Galaxy, based off the success of the mobile Crossroads game, I have a feeling that another Ni no Kuni game is coming at some point in time. A launch trailer came out for Monster Hunter. Oh gosh, I've butchered this name a couple of times, but it's actually Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin. I think I called it Monster Hunter Wings 2 at some point in time. Definitely messed that one up. It should be out, as of this recording, it comes out tomorrow for Switch and PC on July the 9th. If you're not sure about this one, you can check out the demo on your Switch and carry over your saved data into the full game. Of course, the launch trailer is the cooperative gameplay trailer out there, an English theme song, pre-launch programs. They outlined their roadmap for this game, as Monster Hunter typically does this, and I kind of appreciate it in a way. So the game comes out on the 9th. Free title update 1 is July 15th. Title Update 2 will be on August the 5th with some new monsters in both of those. Title Update 3 is looking like early September with some more monsters. Late September for number 4. October will be number 5. And they're saying in addition to new monsters, there will be a high difficulty level added to it. So that's kind of cool stuff. But yeah, that one's out now for you to enjoy whenever you get the chance to. They announced that the Persona 5 Mementos Mission English manga will make its way to the West sometime in December. Already available there. But outside on December the 7th, and it'll go for $13.99 if you're into that. There you go. Of course, you can get it right now in Japan, but yeah, coming to the West here shortly. If you need something to cool off with this summer, you can now get a Dragon Quest slime-inspired ice pack. I mean, how cool is that, right? There are 4 different styles that will be available to purchase on September the 25th. 3 standard slimes with different colors for $4 each, or the King Slime Ice Pack for $5. That's what you need. You put that on the back of your neck on a hot day. That'll be good stuff. It is available through pre-order on the Square Enix e-store. A total of 10 slime packs can be purchased per household. That's it. No more than 10 slimes. Of course, the standard blue one. It looks like a green and a yellow one. I'm surprised they didn't do a red for a she slime, but yeah, there you go. But oh yeah, including the traditional blue. The other variants are the lime slime and the she slime. So I guess this one's red. It looks doesn't look red, but we didn't get no lime slime. Anyway, yeah, that's cool stuff for you to check out if you would like to get those from the Square Enix eShop. I guess we've reached that part of it. Like I said, this was going to be a shorter podcast. Let me go ahead and just update everybody. I mentioned before we were looking at moving to JRPG Island. That has been postponed indefinitely. If any of you guys are keeping up with the housing market, if you are in the housing market looking to sell or buy, you know exactly the craziness I'm talking about. That extreme lack of inventory and extreme rise in prices just from when we were starting to look, in the spring until right now. It's completely blown out of the water, and it's just not the right time. That may be something we explore in the future, but so I'll just close the book on that for now. Not that you guys were worried about it at all, but it would have affected the podcast in a few different ways. The only thing that's going to affect is in October, we will take a vacation, so I'll miss a week at that point. But other than that, we're looking at some different things. As far as podcast is going to remain the same. YouTube, since the majority of my product is all reusing trailers, I actually, even though I hit 1,000 subscribers, which was my goal, I'm not going to be monetized, which I guess I probably should have looked into that a bit more. And so I'm going to need to probably explore some other modes of trying to basically monetize the product here. I'm thinking something along the lines of if you are a monthly supporter, gaining access to, let's say, where we used to do our Sunday specials, an additional podcast each week, if that's something that people would be interested in. We did open up our store the other day on Threadless, and we've got some product available there. If you want the JRPG podcast, JRPG Report podcast logo on something, you can do it there. I'm just exploring a few different things. The kiddo goes back to school in a month, so that's when I really want to roll stuff out, but kind of just bouncing some ideas off the wall. I think as the wife put it, if I could if I could find a way to pay for my hobby of gaming, that would be a plus. I certainly not expected to make a living off of it, as I work full time anyway, but different ideas. If you guys got some ideas that you think would be, that you think people might be willing to pay a few bucks a month for, I'm certainly all ears, and I would be very appreciative of anything that you would throw out there. But let's rant a bit, right? I guess the first thing that I'm not going to say a whole lot about this, as I ranted on NIS America a lot last week. There was a report that came out that they're going to be raising the prices of their PC games on Steam. And it's not a lot of them that you'd probably be looking forward to. Like the one that pops off the page is Ys 8. It's back up to $59.99. I don't know what it was reduced to. I know it's actually on sale quite often, so I don't know what it was down to. But yeah, just definitely like a bunch of these have popped up in price, and like something like Phantom Brave that used to be $5 is now up to $20. You're looking at something like the Caligula Overdose. I think it was down to $30 and it's up to $50. Now, some of these do go on sale and they go back and forth. Some of these you're probably never going to even heard of and don't want anyway, but it's odd. Like, I can't really recall digital prices, no less, getting a big rise in price. And in my mind, that's not, I mean, the idea with raising prices is that you make more off the product and go from there, but these are nothing new. People probably already have them, and nobody's going to, like, very few people are going to be receptive to that and pay more. I feel like this would hurt sales. It's not going to increase sales. You're not going to make any more money. I feel like you're going to lose money by raising prices in this fashion. You're already kind of facing some backlash, and then you're doing a move like this. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I don't understand that one. I know Dalton had shared it with me, and he was less than happy about it as well. But yeah, NIS America not exactly tearing it up here lately. And for a company that, in my opinion, has made a lot of really smart decisions, especially here recently, and they kind of feel like they could do no wrong. Well, they just did wrong. The big story of the week was the new Nintendo Switch model, right? And it's beautiful. It's got that big new, well, not new, big, but slightly larger, but much more beautiful OLED screen. Pops off the page, looks good, showing the Metroid game on it. And then you start reading about it. And so once you get past the shiny new moment, then you get into it. So it's $50 more. Okay, that screen obviously costs them a lot more to make. It needs to be more expensive. So now you're at $350. What else did it change? It added the hardwired LAN connection, right? Okay, great. Probably should have been in there to begin with. That's cool. You can also buy an adapter. Okay, you can do that already. That would be cheaper than that. So it will work with your existing model. They're now going to have 3 models. They're not going to phase any of them out. You're going to have different options for it. But what did it not do? Okay, they still have not fixed the Joy-Cons. As somebody now with 2 Switches in the house and have gone through several pairs of Joy-Cons to the point where my wife actually still plays with them and her Animal Crossing and is frustrated by them constantly. And I know that, I guess the simple answer is they don't know how to fix it. That seems plainly obvious. But the fact that they're going to go through the trouble of releasing a new model and still have this problem that they have known about for a long time is kind of a slap in the face. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I think it's really not a good business practice to have a problem like that can really interfere with your gaming in some big fashion. So the other huge glaring omission is this is definitely not a Pro model. This is the exact same bolts. Okay, yes, they did add the internal memory, right? 64 gigabyte, which that's nice. You could obviously get the memory card and use it that way, but that should have been in there from the get-go probably as well. This is the same hardware. So no upgrade to the CPU or GPU. And as a tech guy explained to me, they use the NVIDIA Tegra processor. There has not been an upgrade to that processor yet. We've talked many times about the chip shortage, so I'm sure that's affecting it. It's the same system. It's the same underpowered system. At least, with PlayStation, they gave you a new model and they give you some sound reasons to upgrade to the Pro. I don't get this. This doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because who is this marketing to? Unless you have not bought a Switch yet, which they've sold so many of these things, it's hard to imagine. You've got families with multiple systems now. I guess you would pick this model over the other ones because it is nicer, but I really feel like they should have waited until they could bring out a better system with a little more beef under the hood. It's just, it feels like a bad decision that I don't think is going to go over particularly well with consumers who have been, and like I was talking about this with my wife, and she's like, Switch is not necessarily catered towards us, the more hardcore gamer, the longtime gamers, the ones that care about stuff like this. She's like, it's kind of more casual. Look at the success of Animal Crossing, a casual type of gamer experience like my wife plays. They don't really care about it. Now, they care about the Joy-Con issue. Trust me, I hear about that. But in terms of not adding a new GPU, didn't really do anything for them. So maybe I'm complaining from it from a different angle, but certainly the backlash was immediate. That now, one guy said, we wanted something that they hadn't announced. So we can't really be disappointed when they don't announce that. I get that. But this is not new. Xbox did it. PlayStation did it. You bring out a new model that is better, it should have a little bit better. That's just my rant. That's my 2 cents. I'll stop right there. Hopefully you either stopped a long time ago or you agree with what I'm saying. But that's it. We'll have some more fun stories next week. Coming on later today is the State of Play at 5 o'clock. I heard a rumor that Final Fantasy 16 was going to be there, although they did not pub that. It's a long presentation, so maybe it's in there somewhere, but keep your eyes peeled to see if that's on there. Obviously, we'll talk about it next week if it is in fact shown again, but we'll post it obviously as soon as we can on our social media channels and on YouTube if there is a trailer shown. Well, if there's a trailer, of course there'll be a trailer, State of Play, but fingers crossed. Like to hear some more about this game. Would have been nice at E3, but hey, maybe Sony said, no, why don't you just wait and we'll do it on our own terms. That would make sense since it was shown the first time at a State of Play. We shall see. That's going to do it for episode 173. Thank you so much for listening this whole time and listen to me ramble on. That's what we do. We'll be back next week. My name's James Fisher, signing off for this week. But until then, get back out there and level up.